Okay, so I quickly want to talk about what you should do for this advertisement project, and I kind of want to go through each one of these and how to do each one of them. So the first thing we want to do is go into InDesign, create an 8.5 by 11 inch document with 0.25 inch margins. So we go to InDesign, File, New, Document, 8.5 by 11. Change this to 0.25, and then it should change all of them now to 0.25 inch margins. Click OK. All right, perfect. Now we can make this advertisement anything that we want. I'm actually going to make mine with a solid background color, so I'm just going to fill that in with a box. Let's flip this and let's actually make it like a red background. Boom. Really easy to see. Maybe not that red, maybe like orange. Okay. So I got my background, I got my document all set up. The next thing it says, create, edit at least one photo in Photoshop and save as a PNG. So for this, I want you to cut out something using the pen tool, save it as a PNG, and then import it. This thing was cut out so you can see how you can see through the image and saved as a PNG. So I'd like you to do something similar. So your advertisement could be for anything that you want. I'm going to make mine for a car, the Dodge Challenger, but you can make yours for anything that you want. So I'm just going to find an image. Okay, I like this, but I'm going to cut it out. So I'll right click, save image as, save this image. Then I'm going to go to Photoshop. I already did something similar to this. I'm going to go File, Open, find that car picture. Alright, I have the car picture open, so now I'm going to use the pen tool, and the pen tool is different in Photoshop and Illustrator. For Photoshop, the pen tool is used to cut out an image, and Illustrator is used to trace it. So we're just going to cut this out right here, and I'm going to go kind of quick. I'm not going to go super fancy. I'm just gonna kind of, whoops, got that around there. Kind of cut this. Okay, let's come up here, come over, whoops, Control Z, click and hold, kind of have a curve on there. Hold down the Alt key, come up. So it looks like this kind of curves over right there. Hold down the Alt key. So I got that, kind of come down here, okay, click, 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 come around here, come on up there. Okay, so I got this all traced out. Then I'm going to click Unmask, and that's going to delete everything except for the car. So you see I got this checkerboard in the background. That means that that is clear or transparent. So now I can go File, Save As, save this thing. Now this is key. We want to save this as a PNG file. PNG files will allow for a transparent background. Save that. And now I'm going to go into my InDesign. I'll create a rectangle frame tool right here. I'll go File, Place, find that PNG file that I just shaved, and then I can double click on this image. It's too big, so I need to kind of have this thing. Whoops. Let's just go ahead and bring this thing down. Whoops. There we go. Okay, let's just fit this into here. Alright, and then there we go. So sometimes in InDesign, like things just get a little pixelated. Don't worry about that, that's okay. Shouldn't happen too often, but this one got a little pixelated. That's okay. As soon as I export this as a PDF file, those pixels should go away. So that's the first thing that I wanted to do. I used Photoshop to, let's go back to my document here. I use Photoshop to cut out at least one photo. The next thing is an Illustrator file. So maybe I want to go and I would want to find, because this is an image for, this is an advertisement for the Dodge Challenger, so maybe I want to find like the Dodge logo. Okay, I'd want to bring this into, maybe I can right click on this, save image as, save this, let's go into Illustrator, I'm going to go File, New, just, it doesn't really matter, click OK, File, Place, find that logo. Okay, now that I have that logo, I'm going to Control minus minus minus, scale this thing down so it kind of fits in here. And then again, like you're probably used to, I'm going to open up layers, lock that layer, create a new layer, and in this new layer, I'd want to trace out this object. So I'm going to go, again, very quick here. So while I'm tracing this out, I'm going to fill it with nothing. Okay, just kind of come around down there. Okay, and close that. So I could fill this in, but as you guys know, then this would fill in the whole thing. So I'm going to leave this blank for right now. I'm going to create a new pen tool. Just kind of come around right here with this. So I get the inside filled in with white. Let's kind of go to there, down to here, here. Okay, so then that I'm going to want to fill in with white. Okay, and then this one right over here, I'm going to want to fill in with red. Okay, so then this is what I have left with. So obviously I'm not going to go through this whole thing and trace that out, but this is probably good enough. So now that I've done this, actually delete that layer with the image in it. So all we're left with is my trace. Then we're going to go File, Save, Save As. We can save this as an Illustrator file. Okay. I know in the directions I saved to say it as a PNG file, but an Illustrator is fine. So I'll save it as an Illustrator file. Click OK. Come into InDesign, and then I'm going to go File. Before I do that, I need to create a frame where I'm going to put this. So I'll create a frame up there. I'll go File, Place, find that image, and what will be imported will just be what I drew. So again, because this is an Illustrator file, whatever I traced out will be imported, and then everything else is left blank. So this is what I traced out. I traced out that red and white. Everything else I didn't trace out, so that's perfect. Obviously, you would want to trace out like the bottom of the Dodge logo and everything. You wouldn't just want it to be that, but that's pretty good for me. And then, so that is how to do this. This is tracing something out in Illustrator. Don't worry about saving it as a PNG file. Then we want to create some text and designs in InDesign. So all that is InDesign. We would come over here. I'd click on text. We can make like a text box if we want and say the all new Dodge. Okay, maybe I want to take this text, make it bigger here so I can type in like 72. Maybe that's too big. 30. Center it. Okay, maybe I can change the font a little bit, you know, find something that I like. All new Dodge, okay. Maybe change the color of it to, I can change the color right here to maybe like white. All new Dodge. Okay, so you're going to want to add some text in there, whatever you want, you know. That's how to add text. Compile the Photoshop and Illustrator in the InDesign document. So that just means take the things that you've created in InDesign or Photoshop and Illustrator, bring them in. I've already showed you how to do that. Make sure your advertisement's easy to understand, has a target audience. So what are you advertising? It should be very clear what you're advertising. And then you want to include some information in there. So like if you're advertising, I'd like you to include a price in there. Make sure there's a picture of what you're advertising. Why, you know, why would you want people to come out? Once you have all this done, we're going to export this. So we go to File, Export. We export this thing as a PDF. Hit Save. export it as a PDF document, and then I'd like you to import that PDF document to the Google Classroom, and that's how to turn it in. Okay, hopefully this answers some of your questions for this assignment. Please let me know if you